So two big 5-set wins over BYU this past week. Where would you say these two rank on the scale of the wins, of the 12 that you guys have earned this year so far?
Well, they're the two most recent. They were big because it was number 1 versus number 2. I think guys have been looking forward to this match for some time. Though we've had some tough ones leading up to it. I mean, it's a kind of a double-edged sword. We're taking everything day by day, week by week, match by match. But this was huge. The next task is to try to rebound off of some real emotional matches and get right back to it. I thought we did a great job with moving forward all year. If you look back, our one loss to Pep, we turned around and played maybe our best match of the year against Stanford. And then you look at coming off the real emotional 5-set victory over Long Beach State, to turn around and do that again twice against BYU in front of a home crowd and a really just fantastic environment. We're going to have to do that again this week. And, San Diego is really tough. They serve well. They do some good things in the middle. And it's going to be, they switch their offense. They go from a 5-1 to a 6-2. So there's a lot of things that we've got to focus on, which will be great because it'll get our minds right onto the task at hand, and which is what we've had to do. Yeah,
and the last 3 games that you guys have played and won have been 5-set games. Yeah. How does that, earlier on it was a lot of 3-game sweeps, 3-set sweeps. How do these longer matches and closer matches benefit you guys in the long run?
Just being through that experience and to not only just those matches were big time. They alternated the win, especially the last 2. We won the first, third, and 5th sets. So we threw out our opening salvo. They returned it. And then we had to return that and then win the 3rd, and then they came back and won the 4th. So we're learning how to bounce back from losing sets, which is great. You never want to lose a set, but it's probably going to happen in our league. Teams are so good, and the competition's so evenly matched that you're going to be in those situations. And one would like to think towards the end of the year that's going to happen too, when you hopefully get into postseason matches that you're going to be playing great teams. So they're going to do some good things, and you're going to have to respond. So for us, learning how to do this now, midway through the season, to have 4 5-set matches under our belts. We've been fortunate enough to win 3, lost 1, so we've been able to learn from it. 2, the Long Beach State in the first night, I think we're neck and neck all the way through the 5th set until the very end, and so we learned how to do that. Then we learned how to come from, we were down 5-1 in the 5th set on Saturday night, so to be able to come back from being down. So we've been in just about every situation now. So I think it's great. I think it bodes well for us, and it's by the end of the year, hopefully there won't be a situation we won't have experienced, because you never want to get to the end of the road and say, gosh, if this thing happens, I don't know how we're going to respond. And so that's been a real big thing for us.
Yeah. And on Saturday night, there were several Trojan volleyball greats in the house among the 3,000 fans. Do you think the guys fed off that at all for that game, knowing that there'd be a retirement ceremony afterwards, and that they had all these big eyes on them on the big stage?
They knew about it, but I don't think we purposely didn't talk to them a whole lot about it.
Yeah.
They knew some stuff was going on, but quite frankly, even I didn't know how many of our old greats were going to attend. Mm-hmm. Every guy whose jersey was retired was there. Every former player of the year but one was there. You had Ernie Hicks, who is the godfather of our program. He coached our first 2 national championship teams in 1977, 1980. He was there. I've used the term, our entire Mount Rushmore was there on Saturday night, and that was, I was so happy for our guys to be able to show those former greats that have all done that, that we've got the medal to compete at a high level, and it was just great that we got to honor all those people by having what were the 2 top-ranked teams in the country going at it and giving everybody their best, and the electricity of the crowd. It was great. And I told the guys in the locker room afterwards, I said every guy that's on our locker room walls was there tonight to see that, and that was something I was real proud of.
Yeah. 2 more big games this week. UC San Diego, UC Irvine, another couple games in Galen. What are you going to draw upon from the past 2 games to maybe try and change for these next 2, or just going to stick with the game plan?
we're always going to focus primarily on us, and that's been our deal all year. Is it's about us, and but knowing, first of all, having been in that environment with real competitive matches the last few weeks, I think that's going to help us out a ton. Both teams we've played have been really good serving teams. And San Diego and Irvine are both real good serving teams, so I think we're in a real good groove as far as facing great serving and a great variety of serving. Both teams have some guys that can go back and hit a real tough jump spin. Both teams have guys that have really tough jump floats. And both Long Beach State and BYU threw that at us this weekend. So I think, again, for us to be able to win the serve pass battle this weekend is going to be the big thing.
Yeah. Lastly, spring break starts on Friday. Obviously, there's not really enough time in between this week's games this weekend and next week's games. But any plans for yourself personally or with the team to kind of do a little local trip maybe now that the guys don't have class? I don't know if you're required to come to the office, but
well, you never look at it as a requirement when you work here. It's what do I got to get done. No, we've got Harvard on Wednesday night, and we're going to come in. That's on a Wednesday. We're going to come in on Thursday and clean some stuff up. We'll get in the weight room. And that's a week for us to again get in the weight room and work hard and to build on where we are now, so that we can have a really strong push at the end of the year. So I don't know how much break-in's going to go on with spring break, but the guys will have probably a 2, maybe 3-day weekend where they can focus. But we get right back in the gym and have to face Pepperdine that next week, and so we need to get through this week first, but I'm sure it'll be. I'm sure they'll have their eyes set on the next goal once we get in the gym after spring break.
All right, appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks a lot.